Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Anna, and today I am doing the second set for the 100 Heads Challenge. This is the next 6 heads, so I end up with a total of 10. I'm definitely not rushing this process. I did these with Crayola colored pencils. You heard me right. Crayola colored pencils. I don't know, sometimes it's nice to just remind yourself that you don't need super fancy art supplies to make nice art. So, yeah. I did this first one like kind of haphazardly, and I still really like it, but it's I did directional hatching instead of like One Direction, not the band. Think Chris Hong. She does like up and down, and that's what I do later. But the truth is, while I was doing this set of heads, I was having a really anxious, depressive episode, and every single one of them felt incredibly difficult. So I feel really proud of them for that reason, because I kept going despite feeling like it was extremely hard, and I experimented a lot. So these are not my best work, but I still think they're pretty cool. And I picked this guy because he has really sharp cheekbones, which I'm a fan of drawing. I used this blue and black for this one. I don't know why I went with black, but, you know, it works. He looks a little tiny bit creepy because of the color choices, but it's fine. I gotta say, I'm really pleased with my camera angles on this particular whole thing. Like, I don't know, I feel like I did good. Not to toot my own horn, but I was paying attention for the most part, except for the one where I totally forgot to push record for a while, which you will see later. It's really special. I was pretty bummed, but, you know, life goes on. Anyway, here's the first one, pretty much done. I feel pretty good about it, all things considered. I wish I hadn't done this last pass right here of adding the value to the whole face. I wish I just left it white, but, you know, what are you gonna do? You gotta experiment. This second head, I really thought the silhouette was super cool of this woman. I'm not sure how they did this. I just thought like the back of her head is such a sharp angle at everything, and I thought it was neat. And I feel like I captured that, but again, I was being very experimental with this, and this drawing it's like the base drawing is really, really cool, but I'm not a fan of what I continued to do. Like it's something I've done before with like figure sketches and stuff, and it worked with those, but I don't really think that it worked with just the face. And maybe I just need to be in a more clear state of mind to try it again. I don't know. We're thinking about though. Here I started to do more just one directional hatching, which is something I continue for the remaining 4 heads. But yeah, see, like this line stuff, I really like this when I do some quick figure stuff sometimes, but I don't feel like it conveyed what I wanted it to with the portrait here. Yellow is really hard to see, sorry. So I skipped over some of that, and this darker one's a little easier to see. This one took me the longest of all of these heads. This one took me a really long time. I did this over the course, like the whole, all 6 of these I did over the course of like almost like a week and a half, because I couldn't sit and focus for a super long time. And you know, if you want to do art but you're not feeling great for whatever reason, bite-sized pieces are just fine. That's okay. And that's what I did here. I came back to it every few days, sometimes the next day if I was doing okay. It was a very up and down couple of weeks. But I finished 6 heads, so go me. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm doing this really just straight up and down hatching for everything, and I actually really like this a lot better. I feel like it just is more cohesive and unifying for the whole thing, and I just like it. Also, this reference was of like, I don't know, probably a 10 to 13-year-old girl, and she definitely doesn't look like that in this drawing. She looks much older, but that's okay. I really like the blue and gold color scheme. I'm a huge fan of it. Like I have ideas for a painting I want to do in the future with this color scheme. So this was quite fun for me until I was getting sad again, because, you know, your brain just, you don't have complete control of it sometimes. So I did stop, and then I picked this up a few days later, I think, in the case of this one. But yeah, overall, I think it's pretty cool. And if you haven't tried something with this particular color scheme, give it a go. It's fun, and it's so, like, it's just like the loveliest contrast, in my opinion. I don't know. And also, like, yeah, look at these Crayola pencils, yo. They're pretty good. You know, not like the best thing ever, but they do good work for certain things. And just, you know, you can make beautiful art with really inexpensive supplies. It can be done. So, you know, don't fret if you can't afford super expensive pencils or paint or whatever. Just get what you can and enjoy the process. I loved having the eyes last on this piece, because I feel like in the end it just totally brought it together, and life was given to the drawing. So yeah, that one's probably my favorite of the 6 of these. The proportions are not perfect, but it's fine. This, I just thought it was a random guy, but then as I was looking at my reference a little closer, I realized from the description or something, I was like, wait, I wonder if this is a famous person. So I looked it up, and turns out this is the lead singer of the band The Verve, which I don't really know them that well. Like, I think I know a couple songs. But yeah, so that's who this is. I don't remember his name, but I quite like this one too. This is the one where I forgot to record for a bit, so sorry about that. It goes from like half finished to 98% finished at a jump point, so forgive me. I am a human. This one I was thinking like pink and blue, and that's what I ended up going with, but I also put gray in there, and I regretted it almost immediately. Like, I think that I thought that it was a blue tone, and then I realized it was gray, and I'd already done a fairly, like, here, yeah, this is gray, but as you can see, the pencil is light blue. So I was like, wait, shoot. And then I just was like, well, I have to keep going. But it actually turns out fine. Like, it works. And I went over it again with the blue that I had started using, just to darken the whole value of everything. And I actually am really pleased with it. So, you know, experimentation is fine sometimes. Actually, it's really good sometimes. Yeah, so there, you see the huge jump. Forgive me. But yeah, you know, adding some purple to the, it's a very red violet, I guess, to the whole thing. But yeah, I really like that one. I really like this one too. Unfortunately, right here, the thing was, it wasn't focused. The camera wasn't focused. And so I just skipped most of the sketch because you couldn't really see very good because it was blurry. This one, I feel like this one ended up like going the smoothest. Like, the whole process was smooth and I felt relaxed the whole time, which was really nice because The day that I did this one, I had finished the previous one that you just saw, so I was warmed up, and so this whole process here went really smoothly. And I don't know, the whole thing, it was just like, it was fun to experiment with different colors, and I had a really limited selection. Like, I think that this was a 24 color set of pencils that I've had for a million years. I usually, this is the pencil set that I have it in a mug, and if like my nieces and nephews come over and want a color, this is the pencils that I get out for them. But I thought it would be fun to use them myself. So I had a really limited palette, and it was just fun to grab some colors and do different things with them that you just wouldn't normally do. So yeah, stuff I recommend trying. And it was weird because I thought that I would worry about it more, or that I would struggle with the values more, and I really didn't until the final one. And I think I just didn't push it far enough, which, you live and learn. We just need to remember that making art is a learning process, and it never ever stops being a learning process. So, and I feel like for me, at least, going into anything, even simple stuff like this, going into any creative endeavor with the attempted attitude that the point is to learn something and just enjoy it, is usually very helpful for me. I can't say that it always is, because, sometimes my brain doesn't want to be happy. But we're getting back on track. I don't know. Like, this color combo is really pretty, but it also looks a little bit strange to me. And yet I feel like the values and everything it felt simple to me. Like, it didn't feel difficult or weird. And I don't know, that was kind of nice. Yeah, like, again, this one was I was just vibing while I did this one. It was great. I was listening to an audiobook and just like smooth as butter for this particular little head. Also, just FYI, everybody, my 100 heads Pinterest board is, anyone can see it. It's public. You can go check it out if you want to draw any of these heads yourself. There will be a link in the description. I almost said doobly-doo. If you know, you know. Yeah, July 6th. See, the first one I did on like June 27th. So, the first one of this batch. So for this last head, I decided to, I chose a more mature gentleman here, and the lighting was outdoor and it was quite harsh, and I feel like the photo was probably taken from a distance a little bit. I think it's one of those like people who does like street photography, and this might have been like the World Fair or something. I can't remember. I would have to look, and I don't want to right now. But anyway, I feel like it was fairly easy to capture this man's likeness, and yet I don't think I pushed the values far enough. I feel like I just kind of left it like everything was sort of mid-tone, and so it looks flatter than the others, but I got to a point where I was like, I have to be done, because I just had to be done for my emotional well-being. So, it's not bad. I do feel like it turned out well, and it was really nice to do a face with more, details and stuff in it, and I think that I did really well. It's just that I decided that I wasn't going to keep pushing the values, and, the result is flat, which is what it is at this point. I think that just knowing myself, it's funny because another artist on YouTube said that, you don't have to do this challenge quickly, but most people do it fairly quickly, except maybe Emily Hughes is doing it in a pretty slow fashion, and maybe I just need to remember, like, I'm gonna be like that, because I'm just not the kind of person to do. Okay, let me put this more accurately than I was going to. I can do art quickly, but it doesn't look good when I do. I am the kind of person that it is better if I take my time. And I hope that with more consistent work, like I've been doing as I'm going forward with YouTube, I'm making more art consistently than I had for a long time. I hope to get faster in general with everything I do, but the overall truth is that my art is gonna take more time for me to be satisfied with it. So it's okay. And yeah, for something like this, I gotta remember, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. The whole point of this is practice. And even with just 10 heads under my belt, I do feel like I have learned some stuff. I feel like I've been noticing how different people's heads and faces can be shaped, and how the proportions are all like where they're supposed to be, like the top of the ear lines up with the eyes, etc., etc. But it's like you can push all of that stuff so much and still have a completely realistic person, and that's pretty dang cool. So, I do feel like for a long time I had a very same face problem, which I feel like most artists do at some point. That's pretty common. But I have always enjoyed portraits. I did a lot of portraits in my teens, and so this is just going back to my roots. I'm just not drawing Jack Sparrow and Pirates of the Caribbean people. Yeah, that's it. There it is, and here are the heads. So yeah, the first one I did on June 26th in this batch, and the last one was the 7th of July, and that's cool. I might want to draw that particular lady again, because I just think it's cool, and I want to maybe do a version I like a little better. And I had forgotten to number them, but I went back and did it before I filmed this last bit. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It helps me so much. Yeah, thanks again for being here. I hope to see you next time. Go make cool art today and be kind to yourself. Okay, bye!